Well, good evening and welcome back to Sydney Parade for the second T20 here at Pembroke Cricket Club in Sandyford, Dublin. We're sure that plenty of people, even those of you who have tuned in here, also have the game at Bristol on, where Ireland are 108 for 3. Ola Prendergast has just fallen for a magnificent innings. She really has got them turned to a position where they should really win from here. It will take something special now from the West Indies. The West Indies, of course, need to win to be in the semi-finals. Otherwise, they'll be hoping that England beat New Zealand later on today. And that will come down to run rate then, as to whether New Zealand or the West Indies make it through to the semi-finals. Coming in at number 5 for Ireland, Leah Poole, with 21 required from 28 deliveries. Here at Sydney Parade, Pembroke have won the toss and have elected to bat first. Balbriggan will have to spend another 20 overs in the field. They did so successfully earlier this morning when they conceded 160 runs to the Hills. Now, that having been said, they chased down that 161 they required in double quick time, mainly on the basis of Lara Moritz's innings of 70-odd. But meanwhile, in Bristol, things getting very exciting here. Leah Poole and Rebecca Stokel at the wicket. And Ireland need 21 runs
21 between them.
From 27 deliveries. Absolutely fascinating game in Bristol. And Ireland looking for their first win in 5 editions of the T20 World Cup. Poole plays one through the offside.
Oh, come on, go ball!
Ball makes it to within a yard of the boundary before it's picked up, but that will be 2 more. 19 required now. 18, they ran 3. Fine running. Nelson, 1-1-1 for 3. Prendergast looking for 1-6 too many. Hitting into the wind, and it fell short of the boundary, and a fine take by Dutton saw the end of Ola Prendergast. Disappointment etched all over her body language. The Pembroke bats are out in the middle now with the umpires, waiting on some fielders and bowlers here. But meanwhile, Matthews with 2 balls left in her spell. And it's a dot to the first of those 2 deliveries. Deandra Dottin has now 50 catches in T20 internationals. How we wish that it was 49 still. 18 runs from 25 deliveries. Slightly under 4.5 and over required. And that is the end of Hayley Matthews' spell. And so Ireland will need 18 runs from the last 4 overs. And here at Sydney Parade, Balbriggan taking to the field, although one would have thought that the umpires might have allowed the players to go into the bar to see the national side in this game against the West Indies. Isabel Jennings and Izzy McLean will open the batting for Pembroke. We suspect that Laura Moritz will be the opening bowler for Balbriggan. And in fact, it won't be Lara Moritz opening the bowling. We'll wait and see what happens there.
Come on, Ireland.
Leah Poole making sure she got some bat on it, and they take the single. And Izzy McLean will be the first to face.
Yeah.
They can go louder now. Gowden, it is to start from the nursery end. And it's a big blow by Ireland, and it reaches the boundary. 13 required there. You'll have to excuse my attention being diverted between Bristol and Sydney Parade. Izzy McLean to face the first delivery. Top ball here at Sydney Parade to get us underway. McLean playing 2 or 3 shots at that one. The Balbriggan coach just in picture there against the nursery end wall. Izzy and Isabel.
Wickets. Hit a wicket? Yeah.
4 down now in Bristol. Leah Paul departs 4 off 4.
There was a time when she couldn't stop scoring.
Through for the single, and Pembroke are off on the board. That will bring Isabel Joyce to the crease, to the striker's end, and she will face the last ball of this first over. And nicely hit down the ground, but the fielder is there. They get through for the single, and that is the end of the over. Isabel Jennings will face the first ball of the second over. And it's Pembroke's very own Lou Little who has arrived in the middle at Bristol. Certainly well capable of the big blow. Erin Knight will be the bowler here for Balbriggan. Once again, getting that ball moving back into the batsman. Jennings just keeping that one out.
They're reviewing it.
Are they, though?
No, one down. What's the review? Not that.
Yeah, that would have been a wasted review of Bristol anyway. Three overs remain in Bristol. 18.5 here in Sydney Parade. Big blow by Jennings down the ground. It beats the 2 fielders. They were converging on it, and it found the gap between them, and that is the first boundary of the innings, and Jennings off and running. Nice shot. A little bit cross-batted, but she made it.
Oh my God. Yep. Over the heads.
Boundary from Stokel.
wonder what bag I've
No, has the Allen key that fits that.
stuck in your arm case. This is his. Huh? Yeah. I've tightened it to a degree.
Another one swinging in. Jennings turning on it, pulling it into the leg side.
Oh, get in.
Takes the single.
No. Oh no!
Go,
Stop!
go,
Stop!
go.
Go! 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 Keep going! Keep going!
Must come back to 2. So, yes.
Okay. 6 required.
I cannot disguise my absolute delight at how well this game is going for Ireland. It's a good stop in the field by the West Indies, but it didn't stop them getting through. And what a weekend for Irish cricket. The men victorious instalment yesterday against the world champions, number world ranked T20I side in the world, India. And now the women
Going for 2. Yes.
just need 4 more runs
4 off 15, 14.
and 2 overs and 2 balls to get those 4 runs. And what a reward it will be for the hard work that the Irish women have put in. They've done well in bilateral series, but nice to win one in a World Cup. This one cut away, nicely fielded in the offside, prevents the ball travelling to the boundary. Stokel and Little together in the middle. McLean looking to pull one to the leg side that probably wasn't there for her. 8 without loss in the 3rd over. This time it rattles into the pads, lets them get through for the leg bye, signalled by today's umpire. And with 2 overs to go in Bristol, Ireland require 4 more runs. They do have 6 wickets in hand. Let's hope they don't need them.
I don't know who that is. She's supporting the Ivory Coast.
McLean out to the railway. Fielded there. Another single taken.
Come on, Lou.
Lulu Little facing in Bristol. And she's gone for the big hit. And
That's it. Yay!
that is it. Ireland have won a World Cup T20 game. That is absolutely amazing. It's brilliant for the girls, for the supporters, for Irish cricket. What a weekend. It will go down in history now as the greatest weekend in Irish cricket history. Ireland win by 6 wickets.
Delighted for Gabina.
That is an absolute top result. And now the West Indies will have to wait and see if England can beat New Zealand in the afternoon game to see who qualifies for the semi-finals. Ireland won't qualify for the semi-finals, but they won't care. Monkey off their backs. First victory in a World Cup game, and they've beaten the West Indies and done so convincingly. What a fabulous, fabulous result. be no neutral fans in the ground who would begrudge the Irish their moment in the sun. An absolutely fabulous display. They've been so close. The game against New Zealand, one felt slipped away. The game against Scotland didn't go their way. England were too strong, but now they have beaten the West Indies. And every single player, coaching staff, spectator, and even those of us on TV will never forget the first win in a T20s final. Meanwhile, here at Sydney Parade, we're into the fourth over, 13 without loss. Izzy McLean, 2 from 11. Isabel Jennings, 9 off 10. Scenes of jubilation at Bristol. Gabby Lewis leading the handshakes with the West Indies, and how disappointed they must feel now.
Ireland's got to get player of the match, surely. They must have. Oh my God.
Dejected West Indians leave the field. They knew that a semi-final place was in their grasp, and now they have to wait to see what happens. Ireland, on the other hand, will return home jubilant. Nice shot through the offside. And that one reaches close to the rope, where two Balbriggans combine and keep it to a single. The hugs, the smiles just will not stop. Absolutely fabulous scenes. Fantastic. Well, Amy Hunter now being interviewed, and an absolutely massive smile on her face. How proud Irish cricket can be of these girls. So good to see on the advertising hoardings the words, "Ireland win." Not out, going down the leg side. Izzy McLean survives that one. It's drifting down leg. Foot planted well outside leg. In fact, the ball pitched outside leg, so that one very definitely not out.
Oh,
17 without loss in the fifth over. Hole is the bowler into her first over. Full toss. And the boundary rider doing a magnificent job. This time a super shot by McLean. Used her feet very well, got down the track, powered it through the offside. Doubles her score, takes Pembroke to 22 without loss. Nice use of the feet, bit of width for her, and she played it well away.
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry.
This one drifting onto her legs, and even the boundary rider is going to have trouble getting to this, but she does. Great piece of fielding. Super job. And Again, we see the fielder making the ground, getting the slide in, and saving runs. Again, looking for the leg side. And this time the two fielders combine. Nice bit of teamwork. One stops and the other one throws. Five overs gone then. 1 over remain in the power play. Pembroke have reached 26 without loss. And both bats now on 12 apiece.
What matters about that win, one, messing the West Indies, but more importantly, at least the rumour is and suspicion is, it's enough to make sure we don't have to qualify for the next one.
Well, boundary found on this occasion by Jennings. And if that's true, what Niall said, that win for Ireland, ensuring that they don't have to go through a qualification process for the next edition. And it's a young side, and it will only get better. Nice boundary for Jennings. A good boundary for Pembroke. The two umpires now conferring. I don't know what about.
Play the ball.
Out with the micrometer, see how round it remains. Absolutely amazing day, an amazing weekend for Irish cricket. Oh, another nice shot from Jennings. She's starting to enjoy herself now. Onto that one quickly. Saw it was there, ripe for the taking, and powered it all the way. 10 off the first two balls of Knight's over. Leinster seconds, 93 without loss against Pembroke seconds. That game most notable, of course, for the double century by Sunil Gupta. The danger that that fabulous innings will be lost amongst the cricket news. Much better ball on this occasion by Knight. The two boundaries off the first two balls, followed up with two dots. Heavy blanket of cloud over South Dublin at the moment. As another cracking shot by Jennings reaches the fence. Taking it on the full, outside off, and whipping it across to the leg side. Down to cow corner, where despite the best efforts of the fielder, the ball reached the boundary with a bit to spare. 40 on the board now for Pembroke. It was a slow start, but they're starting to put it together now. And the first wicket falls. Isabel Jennings using the toe of the bat, pushing it out to point in the air where the catch was taken. And the first wicket falls with 40 on the board. And that is the end of the power play. 40 for 1 then Pembroke find themselves. A bit wide, carved underneath it. All it did was lift it out to the fielder, who took a very neat catch. 40 for 1.
Is a driver? How are you?
Did you order an Uber? Well, one suggests the celebrations will go long into the night. Yes, work away. Take them. Take them. Take them away. I don't want any more. The new bat coming in. Well, she'll be equally delighted for her teammates on the Irish side. Laura Delaney coming to the middle now. I'm sure part of her is a little bit gutted that she's not out there with them in Bristol. One of the top 5 T20I run scorers for Ireland. Gabby Lewis at the top of that list with over 3,000. Orla Prendergast now second on the list with over 2,000. And 2 players from that top 5 here at Sydney Parade today. Laura Delaney and Claire Shillington both have over 1,000 runs in international T20s. McLean now taking up the mantle, plays one out behind square leg. Well, nicely played down towards Niall. And they get in for 2. Izzy McLean run out at the non-striker's end. It was hit firmly back towards the bowler. The bowler got a finger to it. It careered onto the stumps. It's not often you see this as a dismissal. And we see the replay here now. Delaney down the ground, absolutely hammered into the stumps. And McLean backing up was out of her ground and sent on her way. 43 for 2 in the 7th over. An unusual dismissal.
Oh, it's had a run out.
Yeah, run out of the non-striker's end.
Dear.
It's one of those ones you can't really help but be extremely disappointed with. But Izzy McLean on her way back. Both openers out now, 43 on the board, and we're halfway through the 7th over. That brings Downs to the crease. Pembroke professional this year. You see here again. A lot of the Pembroke hopes of a big total here will rest on this partnership. Lets that one go for a wide. Well, it runs all the way to the boundary. It will be 5 onto the total. That will bring up 50 for Pembroke. 50 for 2 in the 7th over. Ball well outside off, attempting the bat into a rash shot. Loads of risk, very little reward. And again, too far outside that off stick by Hall. Well, Hall may have taken the wicket with the run out of Izzy McLean on the 3rd delivery. But extras really have added to the total off this over.
All right, you just have to get in. Yeah. Don't worry. Full green for the two. Yeah, big one.
So 7 overs gone, 53 for 2 on the board. Laura Delaney and Marianne Downs, the 2 bats at the wicket. And here is the replay. Just catching the fingers on its way to the stumps. And McLean, well, she had no chance of getting back. Marion Church bells signal 6 o'clock. And to match that, Downs picks up her first boundary down to the clubhouse. It's flicked neatly around the corner, out of reach of the fielder. And just not enough turf for the fielder to catch up to the delivery. Cut shot employed judiciously by Delaney. Good run rate for Pembroke. Over 7.5 and over at the moment, suggesting a total in excess of 150. But we saw Balbriggan in the first game today against the Hills, chasing down 161 for victory, and they did it so in quick time. Lovely shot from Downs. Picked her spot. Matched it with the shot. Room outside off. And just carved nicely away. Square of the wicket. Eight overs gone, 64 on the board, a run rate of exactly 8, and 2 wickets with the openers McLean and Jennings back on the sidelines. Skies darker than they have been for a while. No substantive rain as yet. Good delivery. Fez Hacker too. Oh, the fielder got down to this, but the ball had enough momentum and spin to take it over the boundary, despite the best efforts of the fielder at extra cover. Comes off the knee and ends up over the rope. Ireland had lost all previous 21 encounters in 5 editions of the tournament. And it's only 10 years ago that the West Indies won the T20 World Cup in 2016, when they won it on the same day as Rathmines Carloth Braithwaite stunned Ben Stokes to win the men's edition. And yet here we are today with Ireland victorious. 70 for 2 now. Downs scooting along, 16 from just 10 deliveries, but facing now Laura Delaney.
Oh, sorry.
With a lovely, lovely shot. Just picked up on the delivery and put it away beautifully. Ireland did not do enough to qualify automatically for the 2028 tournament, and they will join Scotland in the qualifying rounds. Oh, that's a lovely shot. And again, the fielder on the boundary doing all the hard work, but the ball was still travelling to the website, to the boundary. BBC. Top 8.
No, Pakistan automatically.
They're not in our group.
No.
But
Rankings.
yeah.
Rankings. They'd have done it.
Well, Fionn Wynne has put on the BBC website that Ireland will need to qualify.
Yeah, I think that's a question. We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. We will. The Dutch had an awful last game in the tournament. They lost 7 for 13. We're all out for 89. What a weekend to be an Irish cricket supporter. Maritza into the attack now. She's waited until the 10th over. One feels that these two bats will certainly enjoy the extra pace of Maritz, and they start off with Downs playing one down to third for a boundary. Good afternoon to Cape Town.
Oh, hey, Francois.
Another lovely shot, this time wider of third. And again, finding the boundary. Maritz's first two deliveries, both ending up down by the Willfield Road gate. A super shot that. Quite deliberately played behind square. The score now 86 for 2. And it's each shot just getting a little bit wider. The first three, all ending up boundaries on the railway side of the ground.
You're very nice. Oh, full eyes off right the second out.
David Attenborough missing out on that occasion. A lot of bird noise going on right now. Something has upset them. Maybe they've just heard about the cricket. That's his first three balls, costing 12 runs. And the next one, well, she took a wicket in the first game with a short pitch ball. On this occasion, that's the shot to the offside. And that was followed by this shot. It goes short and Downs onto it very quickly and put it away. Well, it took until the fifth ball of the over for it not to be a boundary. 18 off the over so far. Pembroke closing in on 100. Much better ball to finish out the over. 19 runs coming from that 10th over. Pembroke now 97 without too much ado. 2 wickets down, the 2 openers back in the shed. And these two came together when the score was on 43. So they have passed the half-century partnership and have done so exceptionally quickly in just 3.5 overs. Bit of a crowd building up along the wall and outside the chapel now. Breeze has picked up. Strong breeze coming from the south now. It is quite dark on account of the cloud cover. Nice fielding on the boundary. Delaney resisting the temptation to chase after that one. And that brings up 100 for Pembroke. It's taken 62 deliveries to get there. Leading edge, but not enough on it to return it to the bowler. On the full. Oh, that's nicely cut away, but also nicely fielded. Awkward one that just bounces just in front of you. You don't know how much it's going to spin. Francois gave you a wave there, Amanda. Oh, nice fielding. Oh,
Granddad.
that's a shame. Grandad, yes.
Granddad again.
Grandad again.
His first grandson.
He's got to find out what's causing that. So yes, a first grandson for him.
Two granddaughters and a grandson.
He must be delighted. I'm sure he's broken open the celebratory.
Big fat cigar being smoked and
Oh, that's nicely tapped around the corner. And nicely called through by a partner. Yeah, it's definitely, the temperature's dropping. It's got darker. It's sort of got all the signs of precipitation on its way. Hmm? Okay. That's 11. Ah, I thought, yeah. Well, no matter whether Ireland have to qualify for the next one or not, they will never forget this weekend. They will never forget Bristol. The monkey well and truly torn from the back. Short pitch ball from Moritz. Delaney moves on to 19. Scored 40 in her last, 40 plus in her last innings. A league defeat against Clontarf. And Downs finds the boundary again. She's taken a liking to the bowling of Lara Moritz. And another seagull shot as the ball, well, got past the fielder and made it to the rope. Mary and Sonica also watching down in Cape Town. Yes. Grandma and aunts will have to go shopping for different gifts. Gifts for a boy.
Yeah.
What's the name again?
Freddie.
Freddie.
Freddie Euster.
Freddie Euster. That's one that's going to run off the commentator's tongue at some stage.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see at what sport and for which nation. But many, many congratulations to Mum and Dad. And we hope that Nellie has recovered from the, what I can only describe as an ordeal of birth. Oh, and the wicket. Moritz gets the breakthrough. Downs departs for 43. Pembroke 115 for 3. And Balbriggan will be delighted to see the end of Marianne Downs. She makes her way back to the pavilion.
I just have to let him walk across there and for a minute.
Seagull is determined to be on air as much as possible. We might have to get him into the commentary booth soon. Downs just trying to give herself a bit of room and run it down to third, but she missed that one. It went on to the stumps, and Balbriggan pick up a third wicket. You can see she just playing down the wrong line. Front foot not coming across at all, but getting out of the way. And the eye-hand coordination letting Downs down on this occasion. And now Pembroke can say that they have 2 of the top 5 run scorers for Ireland in T20Is at the crease together. Claire Shillington, who got 1,016 runs in T20Is, and Laura Delaney, who I think has about 1,600, but I can't remember exactly how many. And of course, not to forget that on this very day, Sunil Gupta, playing for Pembroke Seconds, has scored 217, equaling the score of Robin Kelly. but still somewhat behind Blake McDonald, but ahead of Alan Ramsey. Short ball to Shillington first up. And after 12 overs, Pembroke 115 for 3. Shillington yet to get off the mark, and Delaney now on 19 from just 11 deliveries. New Zealand currently 4th in the table, but a win would take them to 2nd to a semi-final. Defeat for New Zealand would mean the West Indies qualify for the semi-finals. And the reward for finishing 2nd in the Group B would be a semi-final against Australia. Whereas it looks like it will be England and India in the other semi-final. Although things can still change in Group A. Laura Delaney using her feet and going down the ground. Super shot that. And a bit of fielding inside the score box. Another shot of a seagull. He is determined to get involved today. Seagull seems to be trying to find out where he can get onto the most cameras at the one time.
Right in the middle of the pitch.
He's just there. He enjoys his little wanders around the outfield here at Sydney Parade. Another boundary for Delaney. Again, going for the aerial route and clearing the fielder. And nearly arriving at Dale's shed. The darker clouds seem to have moved across. A little bit brighter than it was as the seagull sits down beside the sight screens. Hole unable to collect her own bowling, and it lets them get through for the single. 7 overs to go after this delivery. What sort of target are Pembroke looking at setting Balbriggan? 13 overs gone, 128 for 3 on the board. We saw Balbriggan chase down 161 without any difficulty at all in the first game against the Hills.
Julia, I think I'm gonna get a ball now. I'm gonna get a kill. That's right. It's my position.
Harper now into the attack.
Let's go, Indy. Backing you, Indy lead. Let's go, Indy.
6 bowlers to be used by Balbriggan.
Very good, very good, Courtney.
And the fielder on the boundary ensures that the over doesn't start with a 4 crashed into the fence. Nice bit of fielding, made sure of stopping the ball before anything else. And once she'd managed that,
Indy, you got it, girl.
tomorrow sees the 4th 11 at home for 2 T20s. Long day for them as well. As Delaney again, just cutting that wide, just taking the single. And for those of you who haven't heard today, the awful news of the passing of Philip Doyle. Philip Doyle, who was coach of the Irish women's rugby team when they won a Grand Slam in 2013. Was also appointed to coach Scotland before COVID intervened. And he passed away in the last 48 hours anyway. Shillington, I don't know if it was premeditated, but she got down on one knee quite quickly, took on the bowler and found the boundary.
Indy doing well, you're Indy doing well.
Quick call of 2 from the bats. They decide against the second on account of some very good fielding out on the boundary. Clean pickup. Got the ball in the air nice and early.
Very good, Indy.
This one just popped down the ground. Number 9 fields it ahead of number 99. As the umpire calls over for the conclusion of the 14th over. Pembroke not too far away from a run rate of 10. Fez Katu returning to the nursery end. Her first over went for 14 runs. I don't think anyone, even the bowler, will mind if I refer to her as Anna. Good length ball to start. They will take two. Super delivery. It does beat everybody. Went through bat and pad gap. Got past the stumps, got past the keeper, and ran away to the boundary. The inside edge, enough to take it away from the keeper and stumps. And it ran down to the rope. Bowler goes wide of the offside on this occasion. It makes no difference. Shot from Delaney takes her into the 40s. And a strike rate of very nearly 200. One for 7 for 3. Talking of new grandchildren and such like, you see Shauna Kavanagh there. Well, that's going to be a no ball, and it's going to be put away quite beautifully by Shillington. Not going to miss out on that one. Hannah suffering a little here today. This time Shillington finding the boundary by another method. Pulled around to the leg side. Well, Pembroke scoring at a good rate. Over 10 and over now. 156 for 3 off 15. However, we saw how well Balbriggan chased. The call is for 2, and they will get there as well.
Here we go, Andy. Here we go, ladies. Let's keep talking, everyone. Indy, that's a great ball, Indy. Julia, stop backing. Julia, keep with Andy. Indy, super ball. Indy, this is great bowling, girlie.
Indy Harper receiving plenty of encouragement from her Balbriggan teammates.
Keep working, you ladies. Here we go, girls.
Working hard for a side. Pushed a little bit too far outside off stump.
All good, Indy. All good, lady. Keep going, you girls. Keep working.
Taking the full toss.
Yeah,
Finding the fielder on the boundary. Just be the single.
nice, Anna. Oh, yeah, he's out. Indy, this is good work. Keep going, Indy. Very good, ladies. Keep working. Keep working.
Takes that on the full, just flicked it round the corner, but found the fielder. This time, puts it between. Oh, what a fabulous field. Lara Moritz down the sidelines with a dive and a save that a Premiership goalkeeper would have been proud of. Gets a hand out for it and saves 3 certain runs and stops Delaney reaching a half century. That's the first bit of fielding, neatly done. Well, an overthrow as well. But that was a super piece of fielding to get across. Get a hand out and prevent the ball crossing the boundary. But nothing can stop that one reaching the boundary. And Shillington moves on to 20 now off 11 deliveries. Just picked it up beautifully, kept her eye on it. Not over swinging. Just, well, power and timing saw it reach the boundary. End of Harper's over. She's now bowled 2 for 20. Well, the largest score we've seen on the ground today. Gown didn't back into the attack for her 3rd over.
Sorry.
Big blow out towards Cow Corner. There is a fielder out there who will prevent the boundary. And a teammate who will complete the fielding. That is 50 for Laura Delaney, her first half century in Pembroke colours, and fully justifying her reason for wanting to get back onto the playing surface, even if it is to be with Pembroke rather than her home club Leinster. Well, as Niall brings up the figures for Laura Delaney, Balbriggan do a fine job. Moritz again on the fence, preventing the 4. 50 coming off just 29 deliveries with 7 4s and a strike rate of in excess of 172.
28. by the time I'd done it.
Well, that is just a shot of class. Coming down the track and just hitting it with timing. Lovely footwork from Shillington, a lesson for many young players to be learnt there. And does it again. And the same result, another boundary. Again, it's the use of the feet, eye on the ball, gave herself room, powered it to where she wanted it to go. 180 on the board now as we come to the end of the 17th over. And she takes on the bowler again, advancing down the track, beats the bowler, the fielder and the rope and moves on to 32. Just often called threading the eye of the needle. Fielder behind just not getting down quickly enough and can't prevent the ball reaching the boundary, and the scorers signalling the 4 as soon as it had crossed the rope. 184 for 3 then, just 3 overs remain in this Pembroke innings. And whilst Balbriggan was set a big target in the first game today against the Hills of 161, and they reached that in double quick time, well, this target even bigger. 184 for 3. But very difficult for the Balbriggan bowlers to be facing 2 players of such class and experience as Delaney and Shillington. Well, now starting to bring out the full repertoire of shots. Getting out of the way and just leaving the bat there to deflect the ball to the boundary. Another 4. Kept her eye on the ball and knew that she could find the boundary, and she did, to the obvious delight of her teammates. Goes for a repeat on this occasion, not making contact. Well, they get through for the bye. It's got to be tough on Balbriggan. A second T20 in the same day. It's spent 20 overs fielding, a long time batting, and now back in the field again. Well, flipped around the corner. Just helped on its way, I think is the expression for that one. And Shillington has moved on to 36 off just 15 balls. You can see she steps inside to find the boundary with that little scoop shot. And then the very next ball. This one pulled right round the corner, onto the roof of the gazebo and over the wall. 6 runs. Super shot that from Shillington. Takes her on to 42 off just 16 deliveries. Short from Moritz, short and leg side, and Shillington too much class, too much experience to see anything other than a full bunger there. 199 for 3 for Pembroke. Amanda, you're going to have to move. Rain starting to come down, umbrellas starting to go up. Finally, the big dark clouds delivering what they promised. There's a chair behind you there. Umpires consulting over a new ball or a different ball.
Hey, this is gonna be a fun time.
And you see Chucku, the Balbriggan coach, deciding that another layup is required. And who can blame him?
Austin, Dennis. Here we go, Larry. Here we go, Larry. Ah! Bowler! Start backing!
Yeah. No. Right decision made. 200 on the board for Pembroke now. Well, I hazard a guess that it's not too often that Lara Moritz finds her figures of 1 for 40 off less than 3 overs, and it's been signalled a no ball.
Being done for.
The clouds are moving quickly, so I don't expect this rain to keep with us, but it's definitely an Irish summer. Oh, she followed the bat as she gave herself room, did Delaney. But 4 buys.
Here we go. Let's keep it up. Let's go. Finish it off, Larry. Let's go. Easy there, Larry. Let's go, you ladies.
As I say, it's very difficult for these women to play 2 T20s back to back.
Come on, Lara. Come on, ladies.
Another scoop, another boundary. And Moritz from 3 overs now has gone for 45. 15 and over. That was the 6 that bounced into the gardens. It's been an eventful over for Moritz. You could slow motion replay probably all 6 balls. This one, well, the fielder had taken a step to one side, and possibly if she'd stayed where she was, she'd have had a better chance of catching that one. Delaney now on 59 from just 34, but Shillington has faced half as many balls and is on 42. Hearing the rain landing on the gazebo now. Last 2 overs. It'll be interesting to see how many Pembroke get from these last 2 overs, how far they can extend this total. What a lovely picture. All the Prendergast picking up player of the match in Ireland's first win in World Cup T20 finals tournament. I think the whole of Ireland would hope that England beat New Zealand, and that would mean the West Indies are through to the semi-finals, and would mean that Ireland have managed to beat a semi-finalist. This one just played with soft hands into the leg side, meaning they can get back for 2. Shillington on to 48. It's certainly a day for runs anyway. Prendergast's 50 in the World Cup. Sunil Gupta's 217 for the seconds in Rathmines. Laura Delaney's 50 here. Is Claire Shillington going to join those run scorers today? She's already on 49 now off just 20 deliveries. And that's it. Delaney departs for 59 LBW to Gowden. And a fourth wicket falls with just 9 balls remaining in this Pembroke innings. The rain appears to have abated, and the umpire raises the finger, and that's the end of Laura Delaney. But a lovely half-century from her, and these appearances in the black of Pembroke rather than the red of Leinster have been quite profitable. I think she has now totalled 100 runs for Pembroke in those 2 innings. And it won't be long before she's seen back in the colours of Leinster CC. Susie Whaley, the new bat to the middle, with just 8 balls remaining. Helicopter heading this way from Dublin Airport, as Whaley plays a nice shot through the offside for the single. And there it is. Shillington's half-century. I wonder how many she has. Super knock coming from 21 deliveries. Exactly what a team needed, exactly when they needed it. Claire Shillington's career, of course, would go before records began, one would suggest.
Here we go, Indy. Last over, you ladies. Let's go here.
This way.
All good, Indy. Indy, take your time. That's all good, buddy. Here we go, Indy. You got it, girl. Here we go.
High score of 145 not out, an average over 40.
Last push here, everyone.
And the Leinster statistics suggesting that Claire Shillington has 20 half-centuries.
Very good, Indy. Very good. Indy, that's super work, girl. Super work. Come on, the break.
6 centuries since records began. Over 2,600 runs. As I say, that is since records began, and wouldn't necessarily reflect
Keep going. Indy, that's all good.
this one cracked out towards the boundary. It will be picked up
Very good.
inside the rope. They get another 2.
Last 3 balls, Indy. You got it, girl.
Still, the Balbriggan fielders supporting their bowler verbally and in their fielding. This one through extra cover. 229. Shillington moves on to 60. One that she may have been tempted to let go for the wide, but no, she took full advantage and parried it away to the boundary. Another 4.
Come on, Brace. Come on, lady.
Shillington showing that class is permanent.
Indy, that's super work. Indy, that's a great ball, girl. Great ball. Run there, Rich! Jeez.
And so Claire Shillington will end the innings on 63, and Susie Whaley will face the last remaining delivery.
Aaron, great chase.
Susie Whaley on 1 from 1.
Indy.
I thought that had been the last delivery.
You know, afterwards,
Claire Shillington with 11 fours and that 1-6. A strike rate of in excess of 240. Her 63 is the backbone of what is a magnificent total for Pembroke. As Susie Whaley takes no run from the last ball, sent back by a partner.
Susie's going, yes. No.
Claire had had enough. 232 for 4 from 20 overs at a run rate of 11.6. Balbriggan, well, they will have... We saw how quickly they chased down 161. Will they be able to do the same against the Pembroke bowling attack? Well, stay with us for another 9.5 minutes, and we'll see the start of Balbriggan's reply. There is the Pembroke card. Isabel Jennings and Izzy McLean, they were the ones to open up, but it was the middle order of Delaney, Downs and Shillington who really piled on the pressure for Balbriggan. 27 extras in 20 overs. But even without those extras, 205 coming from the bat. 2 half centuries, and Downs just falling 7 short of being the third. There are the Balbriggan bowling figures. 6 bowlers used, and to varying degrees of success or otherwise. Gowden 1 for 30 and Knight 1 for 34 were wicket takers, along with Lara Moritz, who took 1 for 45 off just 3 overs. And you can see 4 of the bowlers going for more than 11 and over. And you can see that third wicket partnership. Well, it was
They're going to change to the big ball.
82 for the third, and then a further 101 for the fourth. And Pembroke have amassed a big total of 232 for 4 in 20 overs. Join us in 7.5 minutes when we will see whether Balbriggan can, in fact, chase down that total.
Well done. That's good. See that? What did you do good there? Yeah, because it wasn't the right length for a drive, and you would have just chipped it up in the air. So you just tucked it instead. That's the right thing to do. Sometimes people will try and hit them ones and they just lob them up in the air. They just make five touch.
And gloves.
Yeah. Do they make? I don't know if they make this.
No, I don't think they make gloves, but they make everything else. I don't think they make helmets. I think they only make pads and tripods.
Like that back.
Yeah.
This lad is murdering the ball here.
Man, you might get killed or that. Man.
Use the other, give her the other back.
I'll give you we're not allowed to use your bat now. So I'll give you 2 balls. Give her 2 balls.
Shot, man. Okay, okay.
Yes, that's it.
He said he hasn't been wearing. Shot, Mamo. There should be another red ball. Is that gone out yet?
There's only 3.
Yeah. There should be 3 red balls. This lad's murdering the ball here.
Michael's not having a big rock.
No, it's down, it was down on the ground there. He's been smacking, he's been swapping the bats. There might be something.
Man,
Here, there should might be something.
man, if I was you, I'd stand behind
We do have
the
a black hoodie there.
man. Man,
I left it with
Why?
Jim.
man. If I was you, I'd stand behind. If I was you, I'd stand behind that.
He told you, he warned you, man.
God. That's what.
This is boy bad stuff here.
I like sports all day.
Yeah. Okay. They have a second pitch for you to get a new match. See, the rugby are doing work, so maybe they're putting in a new one at the same time with that.
Well, 7.5 minutes later, the umpires are making their way back out to the middle, and you could see from your screen there that Balbriggan need 233 from 20 overs at 11.65 and over. They chased down 161 in the first game against the Hills. Can they chase down 233?
Didn't realise how out of breath I was.
Well, the sides are going out to the middle now. The rain seems to be holding off. It was one big black cloud that was causing the difficulty. And Pembroke will hope that they can reduce or keep Balbriggan below that 233 required.
I'll take credit for the rain stopping as soon as I move the Dougals.
Once we start hiding everything under the gazebo, you can almost guarantee the rain stopping.
As soon as you move anything back out, here it comes again.
So Gowden and Moritz will be the first Balbriggan bats, and it'll be Marion Downs to open the bowling for Pembroke. It's a tough asking rate, 11.65 over 20 overs. And we're underway. Nice straight bat shot from the opener. Finds Nickel on the boundary or on the ring. Izzy McLean behind the sticks. And a lovely ball nearly finding the edge of the bat. Many thanks to our umpires and scorers, the officials without whom A, we wouldn't have a game, and B, we wouldn't have such wonderful graphics. Well, there are our scorers today. Another dot ball. Oh, I hate to go on about it, but I will. But what a weekend for Irish cricket. Absolutely fabulous. T20 win instalment yesterday. As Balbriggan get underway with a single down to third. We in Pembroke very proud of our club mates' contributions to that win. Captain Lorcan Tucker with his half century. Tim and Harry Tector. Gav Hoey in that squad. Oh, that one again. She just can't find the edge of a bat here. What a fine over it was. Just the one run coming from it. And the pressure already increasing on the Balbriggan bats. You can see how dark it is here by how bright the lights on the scoreboard are. And be Kimberly MacDonald now to bowl from the nursery end. It's part of this great weekend for Irish cricket and for Pembroke cricket. The Irish women's victory against the West Indies in Bristol. One for the ages. Their first win in the World T20 Finals tournament. Orla Prendergast, Lou Little. Pembroke's contribution to that side. Orla winning player of the match. What a super delivery to start. Swinging in and possibly going down the leg side, but not giving Gowden any room at all. Such prodigious amount of swing. If you're going to swing it that much, I'd almost suggest going over the wicket and letting it straighten up against the left-hander. Again, finding lovely swing. Single taken. Continuing the news front. Well, what a wonderful day for Sunil Gupta. 217 against Leinster seconds in Rathmines. And a nice shot finds the rope. A boundary for Moritz. Just a little bit too much width on this occasion. Allowed Lara to stroke it away to the boundary where Susie Whaley could do nothing but pull it out of the bushes. Again, a bit too much width. Just needs to straighten that line a bit and let the ball movement do its work. Looks like a good night building up in Pembroke CC. Plenty of cricket in the province itself today. Adamstown needs 60 off 10, off 7. Well, another one dispatched down to the rope and it reaches it. And the bowlers just giving a little bit too much room there. A straighter line would profit from. Two overs gone, 10 on the board. A Leinster player, Sanith Pujari, has made 137, not out so far, in reply to that Sunil Gupta inspired total that Pembroke put up.
That was the nightmare of Alan Ramsey's 211. We lost.
Yes.
Was chased down.
I remember
211 out of 290.
I was playing on the main pitch, main square when that was happening, and we went in for tea, and Pembroke, way! Downs goes short on this occasion. It's played nicely square of the wicket, but just a single taken. Yes, and the memory of the 211 of Alan Ramsey lasting a lot longer than the remembering what the actual result was or who they were playing against.
I was playing. I don't remember who we were playing against.
I think it was Civil Service. For some reason, that sticks in my mind.
That was the name that came to my head, but I put no money on it.
No. No, the fact we both
211 out of 290.
the fact that we both remembered Civil Service suggests that it might be right, but no more than that. But yes, 290, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They failed to defend in 40 overs?
45.
45. Short again.
But Alan only batted 35 of them.
Yeah, 35 overs to get 211. Robin Kelly's 217 came out in rush. And Blake McDonald's 263 in North County. Alan Ramsey still then the highest score that I know of on the ground here. And she's got up. Maritza's gone. And Downs makes the breakthrough. Just chose the wrong line to defend, did Maritz. And she's now on her way. And 1 for 3 for Downs. And Balbriggan now 12 for 1 as Maritz makes her way slowly off the pitch. Nice bit of fielding, Martin. Thank you. I believe Cape Verde will be looking for you next. And here is that wicket to fall. As you can see, just straight bat and not down the right line, and it crashed into the stumps. And Downs delighted with the wicket. Her teammates equally so. All coming in to celebrate with her. 12 for 1 in 2 overs. And Balbriggan still need another 2-1 for victory. Maritz, who scored 70 odd in the first game today. No repeat for her in the second game. And that brings Hull to the crease. Julia Hall. Courtney Gowden find themselves up against it now. Letting that one go through to the keeper. And that will finish the third over with the score on 12 for 1. And the required rate has crept up to 13s already. Inside edge. I thought she'd gone down, but from that shot, it certainly looked like an inside edge onto middle. Oh yeah, definitely. Definite inside edge. It's just 3 inches down the wrong line. 3 inches either way.
Oh, camera's moved a lot again.
This one again just swinging a little bit too far.
I just cut away in time. As the wind goes nuts.
Yeah.
It's just going,
Oh, umbrella over at the bar has gone for a runner. Nobody's pegged them down. That's the problem there. Nice shot. Gets past the fielder. But doesn't get past the rope. Oh my goodness. I can assure you that we're only suffering from a bit of a blowy, gusty wind rather than an actual earthquake.
Gonna have to give up on that camera again.
So that camera can be consigned to reserve.
Replays.
That's a nice shot from Gowden. Super boundary that. Powered away. Clouds moving down the Liffey Valley. The wind has switched more to a southwesterly direction, as you can see from the Pembroke flag, and the clouds behind it sliding past. Bit of bright sky off to the left. We hope that we might see that and see that big orange ball again. Hasn't been around for a while. And good afternoon to James, who is watching somewhere, I suspect at home, safely tucked up. Balbriggan going along quite nicely to run a ball, but the loss of that wicket of Moritz, well, they could make a big difference. All this one in the air. The fielder coming in for it. Oh, great effort. Couldn't quite get to it, but a magnificent attempt. It was up there a while. It gave her a chance. Coming off the edge, she moved quickly. The bowler left it for her and just couldn't quite get there. It's good bowling from McDonald, getting a good bit of swing. And it sees the left-hander looking to play a lot to the leg side on account of this ball swinging into her. The wind starting to pick up again. The trees rustling away to my right. This one is played into the offside. Bit of moisture in the air. Shillington and Jennings, captain and coach together, trying to decide what to do and how to do it. Downs in for a third over now. Pembroke looking to keep the pressure on as that run rate stubbornly stays above 13 as far as Balbriggan are concerned. What you could do with that one was keep it out. Super delivery, that. Again, another one attacking the stumps. Nice fielding by Jessica Duffy-Mullin. Just bouncing over the stumps.
Definitely stopped raining a while ago, but I decided we'll get 5 overs on the board before I risk moving.
That bat coming down, not too straight. Offering opportunities to the bowler. The life scorer not quite correct here. This is still Downs bowling, not Nicol. Short pitch delivery. Downs' third over, not Nicol's first. Oh, just trying to steer that one into the keeper's gloves, one thought. Sort of shot you play during practice for catching practice. Lets that one go through. And 5 overs done. Just the one single coming from it. And with a quarter of the overs gone, Balbriggan still need over 200 for victory. Now it will be Nicol bowling from the nursery end. We'll see how the scorers deal with this. A little bit of a rewind is required. I see the two scorers conferring.
You can probably just do a change. Oh no.
Oh, that one's got past everyone. Runs down to the boundary. And Nicol starts with 5 wides. And they have now, in fact, caught up on the live scoring. They went back and corrected the previous over. The feature of women's cricket is the support the bowler gets.
It's gone.
The opener out for 138.
Yeah.
Another one that gets past, another one that goes for 5 wides. Nicol just struggling with the left-hander. She's decided to go round the wicket now. Oh, that will be a no ball. Nicol just struggling. Is it the wind? Would she be better off bowling from the St John's end? Free hit then for Gowden. No run taken. Field can't change. But it has brought the total required down under 200. That's a nice shot for a boundary. Taking it on the full. better delivery coming off the bat. Even Nickel suppressing a giggle at her own appeal. So many thanks to those of you who have joined us and are here for this second T20 of the game. Another full toss. This one smacked down the ground, but no run taken. Oh, signalled as a no ball. Thought that might be a little harsh. Another free hit. And another boundary. Cowden moves on 20 off just 21 deliveries. I don't see how that's a no ball, personally.
That wasn't that one. Could be from foot for all we know.
Run rate in excess of 8 now. Evening, Zoe.
Evening.
Much better from Nickel. Big, heavy, grey clouds surrounding Sydney Parade now. Niall putting on his Michael Fish hat to guess at the weather. And that is the over. Oh, forecast must be quite good. Niall's taken the camera back out of the gazebo. So here's a question for you. What is the bigger achievement? Is it the Irish women winning their first World Cup game? The Irish men beating India for the first time at any format? Sunil Gupta's 217 for Pembroke seconds? I wonder. Change of bowling now at the St John's end. Jessica Duffy-Mollin coming on to bowl, replacing Downs, who had a very successful opening spell. Duffy and Mullin in the crowds today, Mum and Dad, proudly watching their daughter's progression through Leinster cricket. This one a little bit wide outside off stump, wouldn't worry about that. Just 14 overs remain now for Balbriggan. They still need 186 runs. Nicely bowled, good length, up at the batsman's feet. Played it out in the offside. Again, nicely bowled. Bowling to a field. Oh, the throw in though. Well, It's gone very deep to the other side where Cheeky does the fielding. And they get through quite safely. $50 on the board then, after just 38 deliveries. Good run rate of 7.89, but the required rate still over 13.
Delph, I think that's you. Yeah.
Outside the power play now, of course.
Here we go, Jess.
And Duffy Mullin with a right-hander to bowl to. Oh, it gets past the keeper and runs away. It's another 5 wides. And again, it's a recurring theme for the Pembroke women's teams is the number of wides that are conceded, the number of extras that are added to the batting side's total. A big nasty cloud has gone past us now. It's a bit short and it's pulled away. Susie Whaley at square leg doing a great job of preventing the boundary. Of course, every ball that doesn't go for at least 3 sees an increase in the required run rate on your screen. There we go. There's almost a hint of blue sky up there somewhere. I'm assuming the music is from the RDS. It could be Marley Park.
Oh, it's Calvin Harris.
Calvin Harris is playing.
I think Marley Park. Hope you're wrong.
In which case, the whole of South County Dublin is hearing.
It's a big one. I don't know the concerts.
People like them, and they're willing to pay a lot of money for them. And so, artists, promoters, T-shirt makers.
We're playing in Malahide, so I don't think we're hearing that one.
Nice shot, digging one out. Good ball from Duffy Mullin. The one careering off the pads of the keeper. This time, Kimberly MacDonald doing a fine job of stopping it. It's another wide. And, I just don't think that there's any doubt that extras are top scorers at the moment.
I don't know. There's nothing on the RDS.
Much better delivery on this occasion to finish out the over. And the score now 61 for 1 from 7. And of those 61, 25 of them extras.
25 extras.
The bat's taking the opportunity to have a quick drink at 7 overs. Very nickel back for a second over. Oh, that's worth an appeal. The umpire turns it down, swinging too much, but a much better delivery from Nicol. Her first over going for 22. And just too much swing on that one. You'd almost suggest to the bowler at this stage that perhaps hold the ball cross seam and try and stop it swinging quite as much. Started this one further outside off. Just the single though. McLean, the keeper, decides to stand up when the right-hander is in and facing. .170 required.
Lovely Var! Brilliant from you! Newer Var! Really good touch!
Much better over this for Nicol thus far. And they're having to take singles that are a little bit risky. An effort to keep that scoreboard moving. Looks like a very big party tonight in Sydney Parade. I don't know what the occasion is, but plenty of people making their way down the wall for the function. Good ball from Nicol, thudding into the pads. McLean has a fling at the stumps. It's quite safely because the captain was backing up. Leg by. And again, just too much swing for Nicol there. Looks like Isabel Jennings ringing the changes. And it will be Georgia Beattie now from the St John's end. Beattie had a good game midweek during the week.
Matt, we the other way round to this end. No, not for the lifting.
5 overs to get 28 runs. 3 wickets in hand. That second team game in Leinster turning into an absolute classic. It would be awful for Sunil Gupta if he was scored 217 in a losing cause. So we hope that Pembroke can close that one out. Good ball from Beatty. Beats the edge of the bat. This one onto the pads of the bat, and she's managed to squeeze it out to square leg. They're going for a second. And the umpire shakes his head and says, not out. Did you just press remove? It's just, as the words came out, it went black. 68 for 1. Good over this from Beatty, though. Exactly what Pembroke needed at this stage. Just to apply a little more pressure. Required run rate over 14.5 now as a result of just 2 coming from the first 4 balls. Nicky Bell suggesting the achievement of the women surpasses that of the men. Anyone else have an opinion on that one? Wide delivery, first one of the over for Beatty. Again, the left-hand, right-hand combination, causing difficulties for the Pembroke bowlers. As delighted as I am for the women, and trust me, I really am. Rarely get choked up at cricket match. Full pitch from Beatty to finish out the over. They'll take a single. Just the 4 runs added to the score. 70 for 1 from 9 overs. 1 over from halfway. And Balbriggan need 163 from 11. DL, what is DL there, Niall? Is that saying 99?
93.
93. So they're not too far behind.
That's gone up, or if it's where they are now.
I think that's where they are now. And it will be another change of bowling. Isabel Jennings certainly using... So it's 93 now. So they're only 23 behind. It's wickets in hand that are helping them out here, keeping that DL score at a reasonable level. And Shukla to come on at the nursery end. Well, it's missed by everybody. It won't reach the rope on this occasion, but they will get through for another couple. So that'll be 3 onto the total. And now technically they're just 20 behind on DL, although at the end of this over they need to be on 103.
Don't trust me leaving it at that other camera.
Yeah. The wind playing havoc with this camera here. Oh, that's a super shot. She's got hold of that one and crashes it into the fence on the full, and 6 runs onto the total. And that is a super shot. Saw it early, set her feet, and then just lifted it quite deliberately, going aerial. and finding the fence on the full. Another fielder being sent back to the rope. Nickel it is. Again, a swing taking it down the leg side. Another wide. No Anna Beale in the side today, of course. She's in Portugal, sunning herself. Nice swing that all the Pembroke bowlers are getting there. And a nice bit of fielding as well. Delaney doing the work in front of the pavilion. Oh, great effort. Well, it nearly came back to her. Couldn't quite take the catch. Off the knee almost, and then into the batsman, and then ran away for the single. 2 balls remaining in the first half of this innings. You see here again, just off the hand onto the bats. Much better ball, good swing there. Bowler pleased with that delivery. The attempted reverse ends up as a dot ball, end of the over, and the score halfway through this Balbriggan innings, 83 for 1 from 10 overs. They still require 150 from the next 10 overs, and it doesn't take anything more than basic mathematics to tell you that they need 15 runs per over. Currently scoring at 8.3, which would be very, very acceptable. Looking at 166 as a score, similar to what they scored in the first game, but they did that in about 15 overs. Beatty to continue. Another one, lofted shot down the ground. Very Nickel, does a neat piece of fielding and hits the stumps. No overthrow taken. And Nickel certainly knowing where those stumps are. Just drifting down the leg side. Signalled as a wide. Shillington on the boundary, keeping it to 1. Nice fielding on the boundary. Keeps it to a single. On the bounce. Nice work again. Fiji perhaps getting away with that one. It was a little wide. The batsman didn't leave it alone, but couldn't get a full hit on it either. And it resulted in a dot. Again, another wide one. And again, the bat unable to resist the temptation. Put it square of the wicket. I was asked in the bar by a gentleman if the run out of McLean had touched the bowler's hand or not. I said, well, as much as we could take it down, I thought that certainly a finger had touched the ball. This one wide outside the off stump.
Here we go, Georgia.
'Hitting the pads brings forth an appeal. Definitely missing leg though, but a dot ball, and Pembroke will be happy with that, with the score on 90 off 11 overs. Golden now 41 from 42. Julia Hole 5 from 19. .36 extras in 11 overs. Not ideal. Sunil Gupta scores 217 and the twos lose. Again, nice fielding down on the boundary by Nicol. And I'll be back in just a moment. Slight delay as the players wait for the commentator. Not at all. It's a nice shot straight down the ground. Lovely, lovely shot down to the scorers. 4 more onto the total. The bowler, more thoughts of self-preservation than the possibility of a catch. You can see how our second end camera shaking a bit there now. And that's a lovely shot. Down on one knee and powered back past the bowler. Takes her on to 40, takes her on to 11. Another nice delivery. Nice swing away from the batter. Another single onto the total takes them to the brink of 100. Just needs to be aiming for the wicketkeeper's left leg. The swing will come back in. And another nice shot. Takes it to 46 and brings Balbriggan to 102 for 1 from 12 overs. 8 overs to go and 131 required. Again, getting prodigious swing on this occasion. Helped on its way. Geld moves on to 46 from just 44 deliveries. Helicopter returning from wherever it went earlier. Just hope that everyone is safe, as there's a change of bowling now at the St John's end. And Kimlee MacDonald back into the attack. Good ball to start, just be a single. Susie Whaley doing the tidying up for the overthrows. It wasn't a single, it was 2. And there is the helicopter. And we hope that, well, we hope it was a sightseeing jaunt rather than a rescue. Possibly just a training exercise. Well, singles won't matter overly much as far as Pembroke are concerned. Required rate over 16. I really think we should stop the Deliveroo people just here. We'll take it in for them. Official tasters of Deliveroo. Nice bit of fielding by the skipper herself at the square leg umpire.
Check everything.
Quality control, I think we'd call it. Shillington doing some fine fielding. There's no doubt in my mind that she could still play at the very highest level. Good over this from Kimlee. 5 from the first 4 balls. Oh, Craig, keep quiet. Keep quiet. No ball, boundary, lovely shot, brings up the half century for the opener. Lovely shot. Kept her eye on it, wasn't fazed by the fact it was head high, and played it away beautifully. Sorry about that, Kimlee. Free hit now. Clouds moving at pace as Gowden's figures come up. 1, 6, 5, 4s. And a super, super shot using her feet, driving it away. It was her partner, opening partner in the first game, who scored the bulk of the runs. But on this occasion, she has batted quite beautifully to reach that half century and is now pushing on past. This one coming off the edge of the bat. Beattie doing a fine job. Golden feels that she missed out on that one. But good fielding from Georgia Beattie. Kept it to a single. 7 overs to go. 116 required. DL currently showing on the board at 135.
Just on to 148. 136.
136 at the end of that over. It will be 145 at the end of the next.
148.
148. Oh, it's getting higher and higher. It will start to accelerate now as overs disappear. As Shukla comes in. A lovely delivery, attacking the stumps. They will get a single. And they will think about an overthrow, but decide against it. Just the 1 wicket to fall so far. Balbriggan doing a fine job of extending this game. Taking it deep. Diving bowler. Can't stop that one. Going for a single. And it has been a fine partnership between these two. Century partnership. 107 these two have put on together now. That one going just a little wide, and here is the previous one. The bowler doing enough to prevent it going to the boundary. In fact, to prevent any run. Another straight hit in the V, another single. 121 for one. But even singles now see the run rate required increasing. Getting higher and higher. I can even see some blue sky up there now. Not a lot of it, obviously. As Julia Hole collects another boundary. She moves on to 21. The Pembroke Mafia standing down at Chapel Corner. Dwyer Bannigan over there. And 6 overs remain and still over 100 runs required. But Balbriggan have done well in taking this quite deep. You can see on the worm just how well Balbriggan are doing at this stage.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's okay.
That cry of, I'm used to it, it's okay. Fielder saying, oh, I'm happy enough going from leg side to offside to leg side to offside. Kim Lee now in for her final over of the day. Wicketless thus far.
Getting your steps in.
I know. Boundary. Big shit.
Exactly 3 a ball required now. Lifted onto the offside and driven through long off. 4 more runs.
Don't mind it, Kimberly.
There's a fielder there, but as you can see, cleared the fielder by 6 inches to a foot. Made its way serenely to the boundary. 1-3-2 for 1. 101 required.
Here we are, girls.
This time, rather than driving down the offside, it was dragged onto the leg side where they get through just for the single. Now just 100 required for victory, which doesn't sound too many until you realise it's from 33 balls. Through for the leg bye. Good ball for McDonald. Driven down the ground. Just be a single. Dot ball to complete the over. 15 gone, 5 to go. 5 to go and 98 required. A run rate of 19.6. But they have been going along at 9 and over, and 9 and over would suggest 180 would be a finishing position. There are the 6 Pembroke bowlers to have been used, and one would say that Downs, the professional, 1 for 4 off her 3 overs, and Georgia Beattie, 0 for 11 from 2 overs, are the 2 standout bowlers there at the moment for Pembroke. This stands now worth 123. Beattie now on from the nursery end. Lizzie McLean returns from her little safari out to square leg. Full toss. And the catch is taken. And Hall has to depart. Took on the full toss, played it out all the way to square leg, where Shukla takes a fine catch. And that is a second wicket to fall, and Beattie picks up her first of the game, 1 for 13, and now joins Downs as the wicket takers, as well as being the most economical bowlers for Pembroke today. Just this one a little bit full and powered away. It wasn't a full toss, that's for sure. And Shukla taking a fine catch and celebrating appropriately, arms aloft. It's the celebration as much as the catch that catch the eye. And a second wicket falls after a partnership of 125. And that brings Wilson to the crease. Nice shot by Julia, but it was also down the fielder's area, and she made sure of it with a fabulous catch on the rope. Beattie grateful for her fielder's efforts on that occasion, bringing her her first wicket of the day. Kim Lee's fielding keeps the runs to a minimum. 174 is the DL equivalent at the end of this over. They're a good bit short of that, let alone the target that they need. 21 and over now. Galvin powers this one back down the ground and will pick up another boundary. 63. Coming down the track, powering it away. Brings the run rate back under 21 again, required. And Balbriggan going along at a very nice 9.2 and over. How indebted they are to Downs and Shillington. Delaney for their runs in the middle of order. Another cracking shot. Another 4. 3 boundaries in a row to finish the over, as the delivery rider risks life and limb going down Cyril's way on his, what I assume is an electric bike, considering the pace he's going at. And there is Shukla's catch. Wind starting to pick up again, generally a sign of impending precipitation. Pembroke turning to their 7th bowler now, Susie Whaley. She begins with a wide. That's better. Grace Wilson facing. Tough task for her. She should really be out here just enjoying herself. Looking for the big hits. Going round the wicket to the left-hander. $150 up for Balbriggan now in this over. Another wide. Just over adjusting, one feels, for coming round the wicket. Oh, another one that goes wide. Lots of the Pembroke bowlers have struggled with line and length today. As I say, extras are a big part of this total that Balbriggan are putting together. And another boundary. All you can say is it's a good job Pembroke had so many runs to play with. Nice shot down the ground. That's going to thread its way through a well-set field and reach the rope and reach the car park through the gate. And another 4. Nicol unable to get across to that. But the truth of the matter is, Balbriggan need 5 4s and over. Again, might be better going over the wicket than just having the ball go across the left-hander. Nice shot and nice fielding. Results in a dot ball. .38 wides, not ideal from a Pembroke point of view. Much better from Whaley to close out her over. 3 overs to go, 70 runs required. Basically, they need 4 off every single delivery now. DL showing 189. The score showing 163. Jerry Nicol back into the attack. A long, long day for Balbriggan. Back-to-back T20s. They won the first one convincingly. And I feel they're going to fall short in the second. Single taken. Wide of the off stump. Shukla doing the fielding. Well, this over thus far, just yielding 1 single It's seen the rate required jumping to 27.6. Balbriggan can take plenty of positives away here. Lord Laney keeping herself busy in front of the chapel. And now Grace Wilson to face her 5th delivery. Just 2 balls left in this, the 18th over. This one, little aerial, and no fielder in the vicinity. They'll safely come back for 2. Duffy Mullin doing the fielding, chasing it down nicely. And this is a much better over for Nicol. Just 4 coming from the first 5 deliveries. And it has seen the required run rate now. Not quite at snookers, but 5 6s and over required. Just a single taken. Now with 2 overs to go. Balbriggan 168 for 2. Is this the over to bring back Downs for her 4th and final over? I suspect it is.
Given what you did with the first 3, I don't think they'd make her change ends.
Yeah. Plus this new addish that has come along, which means that your best bowler bowls well, it's certainly an issue, the number of wides, Geraldine. I don't pretend to know what the answer is.
Be a bit more forgiving today.
Yeah.
How much was the ball swinging? How
Oh,
much
it
was
was
going with the wind?
Yeah.
And lefty righties,
Just to add everything up, but yes, too many wides. Downs in for her last over. They go for 2. And safely make it. Well run, Balbriggan. Oh, super delivery that from Downs. And now Balbriggan, even a 6 from every delivery wouldn't be enough. But there's been enough no balls and wides. They might get closer. 170 for 2. They take the leg by. And the last 9 deliveries now. Hit powerfully down the ground. Kimberly McDonald with a fine bit of fielding. They get through for 2. 173. This has been a fine performance by the Balbriggan Bats. Despite the early loss of Moritz, they really have put together a fine innings here. Be enough to win many a game, 173. Yep. And a dot ball to finish out her spell. And that's a fine bowling performance. Out of a total of 173 for 4, Downs has conceded 8 of those runs in 4 overs. And that has made a big difference. 60 still required then from the final over. 10 a ball. Nickel it will be. And there are Downs' figures. And really, really well done. Added to her 40-odd runs in the batting innings. It's been a fine all-round performance from Marianne Downs. Now, very nickel. This one on the stumps, pulled out to the leg side. Well, the result in no doubt now. Pembroke will get home. The question is by how many? Not their best performance in the field. But these Balbriggan players have done exceptionally well. There could be just hold on to it. Exactly right. The experience of Nickel saying, I don't mind the bye. Doesn't go on her figures anyway. And Gowden now on 82. How many more can she get before the end of this game? And that one will reach the boundary. Take her to 86. Another powerful hit down the ground. She'll take the single. They get through for 2. Well run by Grace Wilson, a willing partner here for Gowden. Again, another big hit. And it goes for 6 and brings forth jubilation. Now, if she can hit a 6 off the last ball as well, she will walk off the ground a centurion. And instead she's bowled and she departs for 94 and Pembroke win by 44 runs. Well, that is a fine effort from Balbriggan. They did so well. And finally Nickel picks up a wicket with the last ball of the game. Although the scorers have put it down as a dot. She was in fact bowled and she is out for 94. Well, a super performance by both teams. And she's not out as that shows, but 12 fours and 2 sixes at a fine strike rate see Pembroke taken closer than they would have wanted. But they have come out with the win as Nichols' final ball swings in, takes the stumps, and she departs for 94. A fine knock in a game that saw plenty of runs, but it was the Pembroke middle order that really did the business for the Sydney Parade side today. Well, we'll give you the story of the day now. Pembroke won the toss and decided to bat first. And as I say, it was that middle order of Delaney, Downs and Shillington. Plenty of experience and plenty of talent there in the middle order that saw Pembroke reach a total of 232 for 4. 27 extras. Well, Pembroke made sure they beat that in the second innings, but it was those stands for the third wicket and the fourth wicket that saw Pembroke reach such a reasonable high target. So Balbriggan knew they were chasing 2-3-3 for victory, and they gave it a good go all the way through. Courtney Gowden, 94. She was bowled from the last ball of the innings. The scorers no doubt will correct that before it's sent in. And Julia Hull really was a big assistance to her as they put together a very good stand for that second wicket, 125. 7 bowlers used by Pembroke, and again, everybody really taking some tap today. Georgia Beattie picking up 1 wicket. Very Nicol 1 for 45. Marama Downs 1 for 8, the standout performer from that side of things. The interesting one today is the worm that shows that, well, they just sort of faded away at the end. Just the gap started opening up and got slightly bigger towards the end, and Pembroke saw themselves home. So that is the end of the cricket for today. 2 T20s, plenty of runs. What did we see? 160 chased down, 320 in the first game, and nearly 400 runs in the second game, or in fact over 400 runs. So it was a run fest, and that is the catch that broke that 125 run partnership and really sort of sealed the deal from a Pembroke point of view. Well, as the darkness comes down, the lights come on and start shining brightly on the clubhouse. We'd like to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this coverage of these 2 T20s. We have 2 more T20s tomorrow, the 4th 11 in a double header, and that starts at a reasonable time in the afternoon. A link for the game will be sent out, and we hope that you'll join us tomorrow. So from Niall and myself and all concerned with the stream team, we thank you for joining us, for putting our subscribers over 2,500 now on what has been an historic weekend for Irish cricket. The men defeating India in Stormont by 34 runs. The women beating the West Indies by 6 wickets.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock start tomorrow. And, of course,
And 5 o'clock.
Sunil Gupta's 217 in vain as they lost to Leinster in Rathmines. So we hope you'll join us tomorrow. But from Niall and myself, thank you very much for joining us today. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Many thanks and good night.